All right. So let's figure out, let's make a prediction on what the market's going to do today, real quick. Keep it real short. So I've already taken the liberty of started charting some stuff out a little bit. So this was yesterday's movement here. We hung out in this distribution for a while, and actually yesterday morning this distribution was rather empty. You can see the remnants of it there. So it was actually two peaks that we filled in, and we filled it in until about noon, upon which, after it was completed, its job was done. It hit this distribution, didn't hang out long, and then it hit this distribution. Right now, QQQ wants to fill in this distribution down here, and it very well may, but price action of the QQQ is kind of determined on some underlying stocks. So Microsoft could probably run. Doesn't have a lot of volume relative to the QQQ, but with that being said, it's liable to go anywhere. We could make a play back down to yesterday's point of control before bounding back up again. Um, or the market is waiting for Microsoft's earnings report before it decides on what it's going to do. Apple's definitely got room to run up. It's got a lot of like volume here, so making a play for yesterday's point of control and then into this gap where it may try to fight back down to here maybe, and then up until this distribution right here. So it could be a good day for Apple, although Apple's in a downtrend, so going against the trend would be not smart. And they've got earnings coming up in a couple of days too. So Apple, uh, further charting for Apple might be required because, let me see, respecting this line here, all right, and then we'll call it this one here, respecting this line here. All right, so Apple could go as low as 187 today, honestly, following the trend that it's moving in. Let's see. Just holding that trend. If Apple wants to bounce, it'll probably bounce at 183 or so. So Apple might go down, and Apple takes up the biggest part. Nvidia, large shelf down here. Nvidia could go back down to this point of control from a couple of days ago and then fill back up. Google, again, Google's got a lot of volume down here. It can go back down to the point of control, or even this value low area and even further. But all of these moves, even with Amazon, filling in this down here, all of these kind of moves. Ugh, Tesla could run, but Tesla's only like 4% of the QQQ. So all of these moves pretty much symbolize that the DAC is going to fill in this gap. So because the QQQ is going to, in my opinion, this is not financial advice, fill in this gap, we could be seeing a range of 425 up to about 429 as it makes a play for the previous high of highs. We've already taken out this high here, so look for a big V like this one here. So we've already kind of started it. We could get down to about 426. I could see some orders pooling right there. We got orders pooling right here. So we could play with 426 before filling in this gap entirely, or we may only fill in this gap. So a good point of entry would be about 426. If we get down to this line, the direction it'll go though is still up. I am personally going to wait for it to get down to 425. So you could put puts at the market open down to about 425 and then go long all the way up to maybe 429. And so, let's see. So this is what I'm kind of thinking. Maybe, but I think that it'll consolidate here. I think that we could see it go back down, and then I could see it consolidating, and then finally making a play for somewhere in this area here. So that's what I'm thinking. If you do options on the QQQ or just regular trades on the QQQ, it's going to be my prediction. And let's see if it plays out. Have a good day.